strike up the band. We have our first quarterback selected, and is it a surprise? I think it is.
A lot of people project Cunningham as a real project, but a guy with great natural ability. It takes a long time to get rid of the ball.
We were suspicious because he didn't come from a big-name school. We heard he was a running quarterback, and that makes you suspicious. No one knew he had the arm that he had, so there was a lot of doubt.
Philadelphia knew little about Cunningham, and he knew even less about the city.
I had never been to Philadelphia before. I was this West Coast kid with a jerry curl. People couldn't figure me out. I couldn't figure myself out. I knew about Ron Jaworski and Mike Quick and the players. I didn't know anything about the city. And then, to find out it was 40% African American, that even shocked me. I'm just looking around, I'm like, wow, inner city. It came from California. Go to the beach, shoot the tubes, boogie board, and then be like, cool, dude, see you tomorrow. That's how I grew up. To go to the 5th largest city in America, I was overwhelmed.
It's like a dream come true to be able to play for the Philadelphia Eagles here in Philadelphia. It's a great place.
I wasn't ready for all of that.
The great thing about being an Eagle is that you can be a part of something big.
At training camp at Westchester, I can remember him pulling up in his Porsche 944. He didn't hide from the spotlight.
Didn't carry himself like your typical rookie. He wore a T-shirt that said, "Ask my agent."
149! Early in camp, Cunningham irritated veterans by refusing to take part in a team tradition.
Every player is asked to sing their fight song. It's no big deal. Get up on a chair, sing for your food, and sit down. For whatever reason, Randall decided he wasn't going to sing for his food.
I wasn't rebellious. I just didn't know my fight song. I'm sorry. How are you going to sing something you don't know?
Cunningham's chance to make noise in the NFL came sooner than expected. Week 1.
Poor Ron was getting the stuffing beaten out of him. And then finally, they pulled Ron and they threw in poor Randall.
I remember Coach said, "Kid, warm up." I'm like, "Warm up who? Warm up what?" He said, "Warm up." And I was nervous. I went out there with like a deer in the headlights. I'm looking, I'm like, that's Lawrence Taylor right there. Harry Carson. I'm going, man, this is the NFL. I did not know that it was going to happen that quick. I didn't think I was ready, but they threw me in the fire.
It was more than a veteran quarterback could deal with, certainly more than a rookie quarterback could deal with.
I thought it was a bad move. I knew he was going to be a heck of a player, but he was not ready.
After the game, they named me the starting quarterback, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this.
I've got all the confidence in the world. The teammates have confidence in me.
Cunningham started the next 4 games. He lost 3 of them and threw his only touchdown pass of the season. He returned to the bench. The team finished 7-9, and a coaching change was made.
It's a great pleasure for me to introduce to you today the next coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Buddy Ryan.
It was well known that Buddy was not a Ron Jaworski fan at that time. And he was trying to figure out a way where he could ease Randall into playing time and eventually the starting role.
Buddy, as far as I know, invented the idea of the nickel quarterback.
3rd and 7 or more, Randall would come in and play quarterback. It was 3rd and 6 or less, I stayed in and ran the offense.
People couldn't figure it out, and he knew as a defensive coordinator that would be tough. Buddy was a genius doing that.
It was probably one of the dumbest moves in the history of professional football, if you ask me. It was bizarre. Everyone knew what Randall was going to do, but I remember Buddy saying this move was going to revolutionize the game. Well, that didn't quite happen.
But even when Randall wouldn't make it, which was more often than not, people of the city would start to say, look, there's something there.
It became very apparent to us almost immediately that Randall was going to be fun to watch. And it was jaw-dropping to watch him play.
I would drop back, I'd run around, and just be an athlete. Being put in a situation where the odds are against me, it was really part of my developmental process as a quarterback.
Philly's unique third down specialist, began to draw the attention of the rest of the powerhouse NFC East.
How about they're using Cunningham on third down?
Yes, he's a threat, and we had special calls when we saw it was him, and you gotta treat him differently.
He's always going to be a problem to anybody because he's an excellent runner, and you got big linemen rushing, and they're not as quick and agile as he is.
Cunningham gives him a little different dimension, of course, and he got him some impetus there and made a couple plays for him.
You know, playing Dan Fouts is completely different from playing a Randall Cunningham or somebody like that.
Cunningham in there. We go two-man combo. We got two-man combo on a reduced. LT Samir on that. Okay.
He was a hard guy to game plan against because you couldn't replicate him. You didn't really see anybody like him. Not only is he fast, but he was hard to tackle.
I think we're looking at Plastic Man.
The emphasis was for you to get deep and not let him throw the ball over your head.
Get deep when he's scrambling, okay? We only get deep back there when he's scrambling.
GTFB. Get the back.
GTFB. With Cunningham, it was you were just never safe because if the receiver got behind you, he could get him the ball. I don't care how far it was. On the run, too. He didn't have to be set. He could be running and guys chasing him and still launch it 70 yards down the field.
By 1987, Cunningham had supplanted Ron Jaworski as the Eagles' starting quarterback. His athletic feats had earned him praise locally, but he would soon become a national sensation. Up next.
To this day, Eagles fans still tease me about it.
It was after that that people began saying he would be to pro football what Michael Jordan was to basketball.
Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. It is rocking tonight. The Giants are in town. Third down, goal to go. Look at that agility. That's something special right there.
I remember that play very well. I read the play fake, knew he was going to roll out, held contained, came up as soon as he made his move, went through my whole tackling motion, and the next thing you know, the guy throws a touchdown. When I looked back and saw that someone had caught the ball, I think I fell back in disbelief.
No one had ever seen a guy do something like that. Nobody's body is able to take a hit like that and not go down. Nobody can bounce off people like he's made of elastic, but Randall did.
It's a great play, but in Monday Night Football, on that stage with that audience, then it becomes a phenomenon. And that was when Randall crossed over from being just a really promising young player to being somebody that even the casual fan said, hey, I got to watch this guy.
This guy has not been seen by many national audiences before, but I think you're starting to get the drift as to what kind of football player plays here in Philadelphia. Randall Cunningham. That is a big-time play.
Starting with that play, it almost seemed that there was almost no limit to what his physical gifts were. It was almost like you said, this guy isn't 100% human. Did he come from Krypton, or where did he come from?
He gets the snap. He steps forward. It's a beauty. A deep spiral. Fagan watches it bounce.
In 1989, Cunningham unleashed a key 91-yard punt to help beat the Giants. It remains the fourth longest punt in NFL history. In 1990, he was voted league MVP by the Pro Football Writers Association, thanks to highlight reel efforts like this 95-yard pass play into the wind at Buffalo.
He's heaving it deep downfield for Barnett, who leaps and has it. Barnett's going to score! There is nobody who does it better than number 12.
He had exploded onto the national stage with some spectacular performances. Sports Illustrated put him on the cover, called him the ultimate weapon. He was being compared to Michael Jordan or Wayne Gretzky. I mean, that's pretty heady stuff, you know, and Randall bought into all of it.
They say we're celebrities. If we're celebrities, we're entertainers. If we're entertainers, we're supposed to entertain people. Michael Jordan entertains people. That's why people watch the Chicago Bulls. People love Magic Johnson. They think he's magic. The great one, Wayne Gretzky. Maybe one of these days people will look and they'll say, Randall Cunningham, you're there.
Randall was hyped to an extreme. It would have taken a spectacularly self-possessed individual not to have gotten carried away on that wave of adulation and celebrity, and Randall definitely was carried away with it.
There's quarterbacks nowadays who won't run like I just did.
pocket quarterbacks. And you think I wouldn't do things like that nowadays. But that's not me. I'm daring. I'm Randall Cunningham, the John Wayne of the Western days of our football team.
I mean, he enjoyed the whole part of being a celebrity quarterback.
Yes, Randall Cunningham, please. Randy? Speak up, could you? Got water in my ear.
He became a celebrity.
Right. What's the pay?
Nothing's wrong with that. A celebrity quarterback, there are a lot of those. You know, why not go to a big party? Why not hang out with a Hollywood set? It's better than some old boring party hanging out with the offensive lineman after the game. Who wants to do that? You can go to Whitney Houston's crib.
Cunningham once left a preseason game at halftime to attend a party thrown by Whitney Houston and was later caught by the tabloids with the singer on a Caribbean getaway.
It was something that just happened. You know, we spent a day and a half together as friends, and that's what it was. Got away from everybody, and then just happened to be someone in the bushes shooting. It was just another aspect of my life.
I mean, he was a superstar. He mingled with some of the most famous people at that time.
People wanted to watch him on the football field, and they wanted to get to know him off of it. He was just that unique.
Randall, I think, always saw himself as a celebrity. He would identify more with someone like downtown Julie Brown or Arsenio Hall. This was his reality.
I was very influenced by Arsenio Hall back then. I had gone on his show about 3 times. We had become friends.
Because he was a big star, one of the local TV stations wanted to do a weekly Randall Cunningham show. Every city kind of has those. The quarterback has his own show. If you tuned it in, you wouldn't have known if it was a football show. He played like a knockoff Arsenio Hall show. That's kind of what he wanted it to be.
You know, we joked about it incessantly in the locker room, especially the outfits. It's like, dude, just put on a regular suit, man, and call it a day.
It was the one time during the week that I can go there and be myself. I can go in front of the people who really cared about Randall Cunningham. The Randall Cunningham show, it was a good time. I got an Emmy from it, as a matter of fact, so it's pretty awesome.
Okay, we'll see you later then.
On a team where you had guys like Jerome Brown and Seth Joyner and Wes Hopkins and Andre Waters, who were football players to the core, Randall's Arsenio Hall act didn't play very well.
Randall's Randall, and you have to expect something different from him.
And action.
A few of us thought that he should be in the mindset of us winning as a team and not his next photo shoot.
There was a period of time in his career that
Cutting?
success probably got the best of him. It was about Randall.
Are you amazed sometimes when you look at the film the next day?
Man, am I amazed? I'm amazed all the time at some of the stuff I do.
He was more wifty than he was selfish.
They always say, why do you think you can fly? I said, I'm an eagle.
You know, when you're 20-something years old, you don't know who you are. You're trying to figure out, and that's where I was.